about this gentleman right here? Here, I'm going to just hand you my mic.
Thank you. I'd like to know your plans in detail on the Iraq problem. I mean, we take out our troops, do we take them out all at once? Do we take them out gradually? Do we send them to Afghanistan? Do we send them to Kuwait? And when we do take our troops out, we're going to have the Sunnis and the Shiites at each other's throat in a bloodbath that's worse than now. Now we know that the Saudis have said they're going to help the Sunnis, and obviously Iran's going to come in and help the Shiites. And then we got our friends, the Turks up north, ready to attack the Kurds. What's your solution?
Well, I'm going to start by telling the truth. We're not in a good place. The war is a mess. The environment on the ground is extraordinarily dangerous. And I think you start with a basic threshold question, which is what maximizes the chance for success. Anybody who tells you that they can guarantee any kind of success in Iraq is not being honest. It's not the truth, no matter what the choice is. Here's what I believe. I believe that without some political reconciliation, some coming to terms between the Sunni and Shia leadership, there cannot be stability in Iraq. It's impossible. So how do you maximize that possibility? First, we engage the Sunni and Shia leadership in a serious way in a dialogue between themselves. But that has to be combined with a clear statement that America's leaving, but I would not leave immediately. I would draw 40,000 to 50,000 troops out immediately, and then I would continue a slow redeployment out of Iraq over about the next 9 to 12 months, so that our combat troops are gone after 9 to 12 months, so that they have time, understanding the heat of the deadline, they have time to try to reach some resolution. I also think it's crucial to engage all the countries in the region, but particularly the Iranians and the Syrians, into helping stabilize Iraq. And important to recognize that, and you just made a point about this, the Iranians specifically have a very clear interest in Iraq not being totally chaotic, because they could get 1 million refugees across their western border. If this thing starts to spill outside the borders of Iraq, then what you get is a broader Middle East conflict between Shia and Sunni. About 85 to 90% of the Muslim world is Sunni, not Shia. And in Iran is largely a Shia country. So they would be in a terrible place if this thing became a broader Middle East conflict. So I do all those things. And now the question you didn't ask, but I think you're getting to, that no presidential candidate ever wants to talk about, that you never get to in any of these debates, is, but what if things go bad? What do you do if things go bad? Here's what I think. I think that as we leave Iraq, we have to have a rapid deployment force in Kuwait. I think we need a naval presence in the Persian Gulf. I might station some troops in Jordan if we had stationing authority from the Jordanian government. That's something we'd have to evaluate. And we probably need to strengthen our presence in Afghanistan, given what's happened with the Taliban. Taliban's clearly resurging there. So I would do all those things. And then I would prepare for two possibilities. One is the possibility that the war actually starts to spill outside the borders of Iraq. It's difficult to contain civil war. History has proven that it's a very difficult thing to accomplish. But there are things you can do. You can set up buffer zones around the borders. You can help move people out of population centers. There are very clear things to do. And then the worst, what happens if genocide breaks out? What happens if the Shia start systematically eliminating the Sunni? And I think the answer to that will require an international response. We can't do this alone. America needs to be working with the international community. And I think the dynamic changes if that happens, because up until now nobody wanted to be there helping us because they saw it as an American operation, an American war. But once we're gone, if genocide breaks out, then it becomes an international humanitarian issue. And I think there is a huge chance, if we're responsible and we deal with the leaders of the other countries in the world, of getting them involved to create an international response if those things were to occur. I think those are the bad things that America has to be prepared for. You're welcome.